How's it going? Try and not make this longer. you know, I know I get things off track here and there, but that's all good. There's a man by the name of Miles McPherson who I like watching his videos from time to time. The nice thing about him is he's always got these like the perfect video. It's like everything he does is like 1 minute long. You know, and the other cool thing about him is that he has his own app. So you download it. It's like I think it's only available on the iTunes store. You download it, and he has like you can watch whatever video you want to watch, and it's always a quick 60-second video, just encouraging, just uplifting, that kind of thing. And I'm sure he's probably written books and all that kind of stuff, which goes to my next thing. I don't want to be. I here's the thing. I refuse to be the guy that's like, buy my book. Here's the thing. Well, it's just like the whole thing about people inviting others to their church. My church is better than your church, and then all that kind of stuff, right? No, I'm not gonna do that. I refuse to be that way, right? And there's a lot of books out there, a lot of great authors and everything like that. And there's a lot of good, encouraging things that, and here's the thing. Here's where I go with that. Each child of God has something unique, has something that they bring to the table that somebody else doesn't. There's a new perspective that somebody else has or a new word, or something brand new that hasn't been said before, or maybe it's repackaged, or it said something differently, or whatever, And sometimes that's all there is to it, I think a lot of times people are just yeah. I was just also thinking about this, there's a lot of things that it's crazy to me that, somebody posted a video of a man that passed back in January, and it was his birthday yesterday. And it was like a man that would walk into a room, he would light up the room by his smile. And it was like everything I said there was so perfect. And here's the thing. I don't look at myself and say, I'm going to just try and make the perfect thing. What can I say that's going to be perfect? It just comes up out of my spirit for the most part, and I don't try not to take credit for it and just kind of move on my way, And there's a lot of people out there that are going through different things, and, and that's fine, and that's good. But you live and you grow and you develop through those things, More than anything, I look at everything I do here. I look at everything on this channel, and I'm not trying to puff. It's never my goal to try and puff myself up to be the best, or to be the best author and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, I'm gonna set myself out to be the best that I can be, And there's many great and talented speakers and authors out there that have all of the perfect verbiage, the perfect words to say, and everything like that, and that's fine and good. And that's not coming down on them at all. I mean, they, have spent years doing, going to seminary, or just preaching, or whatever, But here's the thing. When it comes to God, He doesn't look at somebody and say, well, He doesn't have 5 degrees. He doesn't have 25 years of being in a seminary, or being in a pulpit ministry or something like that, or being He's not looking at somebody like that. It's like, if you're part of his kingdom, you're qualified. You're qualified to do what you're called to do. And if you're qualified, you no longer are looking at your life like, oh man. You see it in a different light. You're qualified because of what Christ did for you 2,000 years ago. The very thing that he did, his death, burial, and resurrection that we celebrated the other day, this past weekend, is really what it is. It's really what this life is all about. See, a lot of times we go through life and think, well, we get so caught up in trying to do something, trying to impress, it's that approval addiction. It's the need to feel like, hey, if I can just do this one thing over here, I'll be liked and I'll be approved and all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing. I'm a diamond in the rough. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there that are going through things, I mean, there's a lot of voices. You got to discern what voice you want to listen to, You got to discern what voice is out there that you need to listen to. Okay? And there's many voices. Believe me, there's many voices out there trying to tell you which way you should go. Left, right, up, down, sideways. All those kinds of things. And we're living in that world, in that place of, and it's like discern God and discern His Spirit. And be in that place of just like, hey, right place, right time. Right on time, And another thing, I used to do a lot of Facebook Live videos. Some that, and the reason why I kind of cut back on those was I was A, going through some stuff, right? And B, I cut back on the Facebook Live because, well, for many reasons. I think it just, there was a lot of people that got blessed with them. I was always encouraging, I was always lifting people up, all that kind of stuff. And that's all great. I love doing that. I love being that kind of person, and sometimes we can get all comfortable, right? And maybe for me it was part of it was being comfortable, part of it was just being, how do I say it? Almost like a popularity contest where it's like, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing today, and it's like, no, it's not about what you're doing. It's not about you, man. So, and it's like it almost becomes a thing of pride when you try to put out and try to. Putting out videos on here is just kind of my way of, or it's kind of a way of just, people want to go look at other stuff, they can, it's a lot better platform on here because then you can search and you can look at other videos that have been done and you think, oh yeah, I want to check out that video that tribute that he did on Matt Richard. Or I want to check out the coronavirus video or whatever, or the 2-part series I did on the blood, a lot of that, and a lot of times I think that's probably something I should probably expound on a little bit more, just give you more details on that. If I could find the notes, I could probably give you exactly the words that were spoken to me, but it was powerful. And a lot of people that I told it to about 10 years ago really got blessed and impacted by that, Just kind of, it's kind of crazy in a way to think of it that way, Yeah, just taking it one step at a time, and like I said, if you ever want to know what's going on the inside, check out my YouTube video. Check out my YouTube channel. You'll know everything. Okay, I'm not trying to be, hey, look at me, Joe Christian over here, But I do like to encourage people. I do like to share the word, you know, and I think that's an important thing in this hour that we're in right now, where we, um, where we are going through a lot of stuff right now, and we're going through things that we never thought. And I oftentimes say to myself, man, did you ever think that 2020 you would be, we as a nation, right, would be, to go shopping would be an event, would be bare shelves yet. Trying to find paper products, good luck on that. You're not going to find paper products like you would like to, or there's one way in, one way out at a Walmart, where you gotta, it's like being in a maze. You got all sorts of crap going on, or you got to be over 16 years of age to go to Menards. And those are things I never thought I would see happen. I would never thought that a virus would have that much of a impact on the way of life that we have, and it's almost like to the point where it's like infringing on our own freedoms, or withholding people from going to a job, and like somebody said tonight, just be thankful that you have a job. There's a lot of people out there that don't have a job. There's a lot of people out there that go from place to place all the time. They don't have a job. They just kind of, they just, they go from place to place all the time. And, or they just got let go of a job because of everything that's gone on. And, and that's really what it comes down to. I think a lot of people are just, it's hard to encapsulate it, but you know what? At the end of the day, we know that who's in control. We know that God's in control in everything that we're going through in this life. I think a lot of times we go through things and we think, man, when is this all going to be over? When are we going to get to the next thing? Or what is the next thing? That's a good question, right? What is the next thing? There's a lot of people out there going through things that you never thought you'd experience, I mean, it could be, yeah, it's hard to say what is next, there's a lot of people out there that think they know what's next, and, yes, I think that with everything that's happened, yes, we as a nation will not be the same ever again, because there is a reality that's coming that, hey, you don't recover from. It's like, you don't recover from what you have gone through up to this point. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people don't really understand. They just don't see it that way. And that's fine and good. And it's like God said, hey, trust me. Have I got your attention yet? Look around you. Look around you and see everything that's going on all around you. And when you're going to see everything that's going on all around you, you're going to understand and know that there's something bigger going on behind the scenes. And it comes down to discerning the hours that we're in. We're at some perilous times. Let's be honest here. We're not in a. This is not a what do you call it? Yeah, we're in. It's a rough place. Rough time to be on this earth. To go through what you're going through. To experience what you're going through. It's like, these are kind of like those what was spoken of old, the birthing pains. I don't even want to start with that, but it's just like, But to that end, we can all hypothesize and talk about all of the things that we, that we're doing, things that we're doing that are, getting us to that next level. But I think a lot of times we dismiss everything and think, well, life will get back to normal. But really, what is normal? Nobody really knows what normal is anymore. You don't really recover when you've had this kind of collapse on the economic side of things, or you've had businesses closed down for a month or more at a time, or you've had millions and millions of dollars that's just gone because businesses can't, and there's businesses that are closed for good, which is sad at the same time. But I think down the road, there's going to be opportunity that's created for other people to start a business, with all of everything that's gone on. And there's that attrition that happens when out with the old, in with the new, It's funny to think about this year and how different it's been than any other year. You ask anybody that, like my mom said, this was the first year in 70 years that she wasn't able to go to a church service. And there's other people that would probably say the same thing. That you never thought you would be living, that you would be alive, to see everything that you've seen. To where it's almost like we've reverted back to what was the 50s maybe. Where people would crowd around a radio station, not a radio station, but a radio, to hear something. Back before there was TV, all you had was a radio, and that radio, you would listen to whatever was on there. And I'm sure on Sunday morning you probably tune into a church service, or whatever, a message, to hear a message. I'm sure a lot of people probably would tune in to hear a guy like Billy Graham on the radio, if they didn't have TVs, or before they had TVs, And that's a crazy thought too, in a way, It's like my late dad talking about when they didn't have electricity up north, or out in North Dakota or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that. It's a lot to think about, a lot to really consider, so I wanted this to be 18 minutes, but hey, sometimes you just gotta go with it, and rolling with it, and that's all I can do, Peace out.